How can I stop falling into old patterns of jealousy and not feeling chosen, especially when someone I had a vague connection with starts giving me mixed signals again while also showing interest in another woman? Okay. Now, this question came from someone in my online community who describes themselves in kind of a situationship. Romantic one day, ignored the next, and when she tried to talk about what was really going on, he deflected and would say that they were just pals, and then they stopped speaking. But a year later, this person resurfaced with small gestures, comments, likes, and casual mentions, while simultaneously admiring another woman very publicly. And so now she finds herself mentally spiraling, not because she wants him back, but because it really hurts to feel replaceable. So I want to break this down into 3 component parts so that we can open the door to something that feels more aligned. Okay. So the first thing is the pain that you're feeling, it's not really about him or her. It's most likely about an old emotional wound that got activated. And a part of you that believes if I'm not chosen, then maybe I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable enough. But the truth is, you were chosen. You were chosen by God, by Source, by the universe for a much higher form of love. The kind that is clear, secure, sacred, and soul-shaking. And sometimes the universe honors that choice by taking away anything that would block it. Even when you are still clinging to the version of that relationship that you thought you wanted. So this is rejection as protection. You weren't rejected, you were redirected. You were chosen. So now you have to let yourself be chosen. Okay. Secondly, jealousy is really good information. Let's talk about jealousy because I know it doesn't feel good. And it might make you feel like, well, if I'm feeling jealous, then all the healing work that I've done must not have worked because, it's shameful to feel jealous. I don't want to get hooked in this feeling again. I must have been doing it wrong. But it's not shameful, it's information. It tells you that I'm still afraid I have to compete for love. I'm still sourcing my worth from somebody else's attention. So jealousy is really good information because you want to look at that because those are some of the things that may be blocking you for that higher love, from that higher love getting in. It's also a sign of a fear of loss, okay? So you want to ask yourself, what part of me did I project into this man and that I now believe I lost when he left? And what part of myself did I see in him, maybe validation, admiration, or excitement and hope, that I need to now reclaim for myself? So jealousy is connected to loss, and it says, go retrieve that part of yourself, reclaim her, take her back. And when you do, that jealousy eases because it doesn't have any job left to do. But I think it's important. We can't really talk about jealousy without also making mention of envy. Okay. So jealousy says, don't take what I have. And envy says, that's something I'll never have. Okay. And so when the person that you liked seems to have chosen someone else, these two feelings can collide. Jealousy and envy, especially if your loss is somebody else's gain. But envy is just showing you where you have stopped trusting in your own power. Okay? Where you have forgotten that what is meant for you is never going to require some kind of competition. So instead of cutting the cords or trying to pin some envious feelings on this person and jealous feelings towards the ex, what if you just loved the part of you that feels left behind? And as you start to love that part of you, notice how the trust comes back. And now there's no need for jealousy or envy because you haven't lost anything and nobody else has anything that you couldn't have, need, want, or capable of. So the third point I want to make around this, the hardest and oftentimes most liberating truth is that in this situation, from what I am hearing, nothing was ever clearly offered, not even from the start. And yet it can still feel like you were rejected. And why is that? Because when we are in our attachment hunger, when we are hungry for that connection, even breadcrumbs can feel like a meal. We get used to living off of rations. And we start building, castles out of small gestures. But the discontent that you feel, the jealousy that you have, it is a little zing to wake you up. And now you're asking, right here in this question, why am I investing so much in someone who never fully showed up for me? Bravo! Just the fact that you're wondering indicates you're at a turning point. And that's the moment where that jealous triangle collapses, not because you lost something, but because you remembered something about yourself and your own worth. Okay? So to wrap this up, if you've been battling that ache of not being chosen, this is your reminder. You're not here to fight for scraps. You are here to be met fully, clearly, lovingly. Okay? That old dynamic, the one that made you feel like love was some prize that you had to earn, that is collapsing because you are evolving. You are no longer available for confusion, mixed signals, comparisons, or emotional limbo. You don't need to win anyone's affection. You don't need to watch anyone else's social media for clues. You don't need to rehearse the feeling of being passed over again and again. What you're craving is already there for you. And in the material world, that means it's on its way. And it doesn't require you to be prettier, cooler, more charismatic, smarter. It only requires you to be aligned with your own truth, is that you are already chosen. So I'd invite you to drop a yes or a thumbs up in the chat or the comments if this speaks to your spirit. And if this is the kind of perspective that you would like to adopt, because this is what's going to allow you to let go of the jealousy or the envy and start trusting yourself and reclaiming yourself. Also, remember to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I put out videos once a week and I wouldn't want you to miss out.